NFT marketplace and aggregator Blur has surpassed dominant player OpenSea in one-day trading volume, according to DappRadar. Blur has over $80 million compared to OpenSea's $18 million in trading volume. Emily, you have been watching this story. Tell us about Blur and where did it come from?
Yeah, hi, Christine. I know you know a lot about NFTs too, so I feel like this is kind of an underrated headline, right? Like surpassing OpenSea is a really big deal. OpenSea has been such a dominant player. So what is Blur? Basically, it positions itself as a platform for pro NFT traders. So I guess like one way of framing this in the most simple way is that, Blur is for these sort of pro NFT traders. What are pro NFT traders? I guess they're NFT traders who want to trade as many NFTs as possible, as quickly as possible, whereas OpenSea is a little bit more oriented toward collectors. So that's like one difference, at least in perception. I think the other difference is that Blur uses airdrops, and that's kind of a big part of this story. So Blur recently had a big airdrop of its Blur token, and apparently that token surpassed 500 million in trading volume in less than 24 hours. So the airdrops are a big part of this story because the airdrops can be used to incentivize trading and bidding, et cetera. So it's clearly, playing a role in this trade volume story.
Yeah, and looking at their user data, their traders are just about half that of OpenSea, according to this one-day data from DappRadar. So why are we seeing such massive trading volume compared to OpenSea?
Yeah, I think this is a really important data point. So probably what we're seeing is that we're seeing a smaller number of traders who are kind of trading high volumes, right? So you could have maybe one trader who's just like trading a lot of NFTs, buying and selling a lot of NFTs, right? And I think that's part of what, Blur's platform is designed to do. But I think this raises the question also of just like the sustainability here. Now, I don't think this data right now is problematic in and of itself, but it raises the question of how much of Blur's current popularity is based on sort of these airdrops and these sort of like incentives to trade as many NFTs as possible, and how much of it is sort of organic. So I think these are numbers to watch going forward in like how long Blur can maintain this lead.
And tell me a bit about the rivalry here, because, Blur is a zero-fee NFT marketplace. They're escalating its battle with OpenSea. They're explaining to creators how they can earn full royalties on its platform and recommending that users block OpenSea. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, and there is definitely, this rivalry seems to be getting fiercer. So I guess according to Blur and according to the statement that they put out, creators cannot earn royalties on both Blur and OpenSea at the same time. They can basically earn full royalties on OpenSea or Blur, but not both at the same time, right? So they're trying to fix this because Blur had sort of an optional royalty situation, and a lot of creators were not happy about that. So now Blur is saying that it will enforce full royalties on collections that block trading on OpenSea, and they're kind of recommending this, right? So yeah, it's kind of it's pretty fierce, this competition. So yeah, I think we're gonna, but OpenSea, again, looking at the numbers, I think OpenSea is probably on high alert here. They have a real rival in town now.
Yeah, you also mentioned they have a lot of airdrops. They're also going live with their native token for community ownership this week. They're going to allow these Blur tokens will allow users to participate in the platform's governance protocol, I believe.
Yeah, again, the airdrop is definitely a motivator. I'm sure there are at least some people who are in this for the airdrop. I don't know how many of them. I don't know what percentage it is. But yeah, I think, the airdrops are being used, as you said, partly as a governance mechanism, but also to sort of motivate activity on the platform, right? And so clearly it is working. And, it seems like there were at least a small number of users who amassed quite a lot of these Blur tokens through the airdrop. So, this is the airdrops just raise the question again of like how much of this is sustainable going forward. Do they, are the airdrops going to be necessary to maintain this level of volume, or will we see people flocking to this platform because, it has all these characteristics that OpenSea doesn't have? For example, it's known for something called floor sweeping, which is basically a mechanism, again, for buying multiple NFTs at or close to their floor price. So, it has certain things that are different from OpenSea, but we're going to just have to see if that's enough to keep traders on the platform.
Yeah, apparently traders have about 60 days to claim their airdrop Blur tokens. And again, it allows users to participate in the platform's governance protocol, which I thought was pretty interesting, as well as profit from the marketplace's success through community ownership. But Blur was only established around October of last year during the crypto winter. So what can explain this seemingly, success out of nowhere despite, the market sentiment?
I think that's a great question. I think, again, airdrops, big part of the story, but also, there is definitely some buzz in the NFT community for people who are looking for a platform that distinguishes itself from OpenSea, for use for the more sort of like professional NFT trading set. So, but I would say the quickest answer to your question is probably airdrops. Because you're right, it's a really, really quick rise in a very short period of time. From October to now to overtake such a powerful incumbent like OpenSea is just a very impressive statistic.
It's always so random to me. I mean, in the early days, I thought it was Nifty Gateway was going to be the one from Gemini. OpenSea seemed to come out of nowhere. Coinbase NFT marketplace was supposed to be big, but all right, it's Blur. Thank you, Emily, so much. Great story.
Thank you.